Greetings, Earthlings. It is I, the Spooky Prince.
Welcome back to this mini walkthrough series for Evil Dead the Game. Tonight we will be conquering mission number 3, where we get to play as my favourite Ash in the whole game, from a wee movie called Army of Darkness, which is also my favourite movie of the franchise. Anyways, hope you all enjoy, and let's get groovy.
Evil Dead, the game.
Chapter 3. Kill 'em all.
These creepy woods are brimming with deadites. Somebody needs to clean house. Someone with one hand and an S-Smart top-of-the-lane carbine. Hail to the king. Now this mission has been giving a lot of people problems online. Partly because there is a time limit, but mostly because the end boss is a fucking asshole and he needs nerfed big time.
This isn't just light, it's illumination, conjured by the Chosen One.
Now what we gotta do first is loot the shit out of all these barns, everything you can find. You might find more than me. I managed to find a decent amount of ammo. Maybe 2 Shemp's colas, an amulet. Don't spend too long here. Try and get back to the car for like 10.5 minutes and you'll be good. You do start with a legendary rifle, which might seem OP, but unless you're hitting headshots all the time, the legendary status isn't going to matter in this gun. And I think that's a lot to do with the Army of Darkness Ash specialising in melee weapons, not guns. So after you got your loot on, you want to get to the car and carefully make your way to the objective. Try your best to keep the car in good nick, because if you fuck this car up, you most likely have fucked the mission up, because it is very time sensitive. As soon as you hit the objective marker, all the enemies will spawn in, so feel free to whip out your S-Smart top-of-the-lane carbine and pop some heads. These enemies are pretty easy to kill with melee also. I think is maybe 2 heavy hits and then you can execute them. And a really good thing, you probably know this by now, but when you're executing somebody, you are invulnerable to damage. So you can use that to your advantage. A wee dodge back, 2 heavy attacks, and finish. Just like that. But the reason I said you can use your ammo here is because there's a bunch just next to the car where I parked. I didn't pick it up in this run because I'm a dumbass and I totally forgot about it, but it is there. These dudes are fast, but if they get close to you, a wee dodge back, a few melee hits, or shoot them in the face. Nothing you can't handle. A good idea is to use your gun if you want to save time, but I just wanted to melee the rest of these dudes because I love the fucking finisher animations. That was so badass. After you clear out the rest of the remaining enemies, just before you run back to your car, if you look over to the left, there is a bunch of ammo that I mentioned earlier. There's nothing in the house though, I don't think. But just to the left of where the car is here, you can see it kind of as I'm driving away. Now, be careful in the car. Just don't crash into the trees like I did. And this next area does have a few melee weapons. And it is a good idea, I would say, to go and pick up the meat. I parked my car here just because I didn't want to risk driving it through all these trees. There is another way you can go if you stick to the left and go down the road. But as I was saying, before you go to the objective marker here, there is some melee weapons over to the left. There's a wee selection. So make sure you pick up one of those first. Don't do what I did. Start the encounter before picking them up, because it may cause a problem. Now, along with the grunts here, there is one or two elites that will spawn in, and they can be a pain in the dick because they can duplicate themselves. Even though the duplicates of themselves have very little health, so they're easy to kill, but they can do a move that can stun lock you, and you can get swarmed pretty easy. But you should have a ton of ammo. Use whatever melee weapon you want. I just went for something lumberjack axe because it's slightly faster. It is totally your preference whether you like speed over power. I'll leave that choice up to you. I seem to find that if I ran down to the road here, because there's small fences, they all seem to gather up on the road, and it made it easier to line them up for headshots. This is the elite I was talking about. Now, he's easy when he's himself, but when he has his buddies, he can be a pain in the ass. Like, I'm sure he just duplicated himself there. That's the move I'm talking about. When he gets you with that over and over again. It's such a pain in the ass. So don't forget to grab the ammo that's over by the melee weapons before you go. And there's also some ammo in a wee tiny shed just up there. I mean, it's only 3 rounds, but sometimes it's only 3 rounds that you need. Now, I wouldn't waste any time searching these houses because
Let's do this with the lights on.
the time is ticking. I recommend get back to the car and get on your way. Now, this last fight is mainly just the boss, and there will be a few grunts that spawn in, but nothing like the 2 encounters we just had. There is an easy way to beat this boss, but it's not the way I beat him in this run. I don't even know how I'm still alive in this run. I got like no fucking hell. But if you want to kill him the easy way, what you have to do is dismember his 2 arms by shooting them or chopping them off. I'm not sure if you can do it with a sledgehammer. You might need an axe or a lumberjack axe, but there is a hand axe down at this, just around the trailer park area, where there is also some health and an amulet, I think. So before you go to the quest objective, just remember, scout the area round about it, and you should find some goodies, because you will fucking need them, especially if you're not doing this the easy way. And don't forget about your fear.
I made light. Let's see you primitives do that.
I mean, fear's really only for online, but hey, it can be a pain in the ass if your fear's full and you've constantly got this droning heartbeat as a sound. It can put you off a little bit. So this boss teleports around and telekinetically throws boulders and shockwaves at you. And if he's not doing that, he can teleport right next to you, shock the shit out of you. The best way I found to deal with them is to, anytime you see them teleporting, just dodge left or right and then take a few shots. The timing can be tricky, it's definitely not easy, but if you can pull it off, you shouldn't have many problems. Another tip would be if you're finding it hard to locate where he's teleporting to, wear some good headphones. The 3D audio will help you big time. And chase him down. So that was the rock throw or shockwave, and it's a pain in the ass because if he hits you with it, you get much less time to shoot him and retaliate. Dodge left or right, and then a few shots. If these grunts come up to you, man, just take them out. It may be best doing it with melee so that you get those iframes where you can't get hit. But I would only recommend that if you have a ton of time left. But as long as you're dodging his attacks, you should be fine. If he gets close, back off, because you don't want to get stun locked. If you are unlucky like me and eventually run out of ammo, you gotta hope that you're fast enough to run and catch him with some melee hits. But if you're doing this the easy way, you're probably gonna have to do that to dismember his arms. If you run out of ammo trying to shoot them off. You see, I ran out of ammo, so I had to try and finish him with melee. I wouldn't recommend pressing R2 for a run attack because it will just kick him and it doesn't do much damage. Definitely stick with the running R1. And just like that, you can enjoy your sweet victory.
Mission accomplished.
You blew their butts to Kingdom Come, got a little cardio, and rid the forest of deadites. Everybody wins, except evil. Now you can sit back and enjoy your sweet rewards. You unlock a new survivor, Amanda Fisher. She's a hunter who's deadly with a handgun. You get an OB recording, and you unlock your next mission. And with that, I just want to say thank you to everybody that watched this. I hope it helped some of yous out. And I will finish chapter 4 for everybody very soon. Remember, stay free, stay groovy, but most of all,
Stay spooky.